I know, I don't want to.
Yes. All right. Okay.
We're going up. Yes, sir. Everything else good?
Right.
Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody doing good? Let me try one more time. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys all ready to huddle up? How many people have testimonies they'd like to share? The popcorn testimonies they'd like to share? Everybody? Okay, we'll stay right there. And then those popcorn testimonies, you know we love. Just as handsome as ever. Okay. Hello, and welcome to the Hope for Business Tuesday Night Huddle Up. I am John Pond, the founder and CEO of Hope for Prisoners, and I am so glad that you have huddled up with us here tonight. Want to say hello to everyone gathered right here at the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances in the Steve and Judy Siegel Auditorium. Can you give yourselves a big, gigantic round? And while we're at it, we want to say hello to all our friends over inside Nevada Department of Corrections. We have Southern Desert Unit 12A watching us tonight. We have the ladies out of Gene Conservation Camp and our friends over at Casa Grande Transitional Facility. Can we please give them a big round of applause? Thank you guys for joining us here tonight. And we want to keep it going for all of our friends watching all over the globe on the Hope for Prisoners Facebook Live. the LinkedIn channel, and on our YouTube channel. Can we please give him a round of applause? So guys, we have a very, very, very exciting night for you tonight. Have an incredible speaker who have carved out some time to join us here tonight. But before we get going, in the Hope for Business fashion, we want to hear some testimonies. Now, just don't get up here and say something because you want to say something. We want you to say some kind of testimony that you might have to encourage someone. Like somebody may have just come home, somebody may have just graduated last month, someone may have secured a job, got reconnected with their family, or they could do my all-time favorite. Somebody might have some clean time underneath their belt. If anybody can't do that one right there, I think you guys are in the wrong place. So we're gonna open up here at the Hope for Prisoners Billy Walter Center for Second Chances. You can make your way up here. If you're inside one of the correctional institutions, please make sure that you slip that little yellow hand up, make your way up to the camera. And if you're watching on one of our social media channels, please make sure you drop that in the chat, and Chad is back there monitoring the chat. We're opening up. Going once. We can go inside Nevada Department of Corrections. Please step up. Tell us your name and what is that testimony you might have you want to share with us. 1 second, you're on mute. You're on mute. Staff members getting fired. It's still on mute. It's still on mute. Go once. Go twice. Can you get them off here?
It's saying they're off me, but the audio isn't working.
All right, then don't worry about it. We open it up for any other testimonies. Curtis, we could not hear you. So you can work on that audio over there, and then we get back. Any other testimonies anybody like to share? You got to make your way up here. I'm not trying to get the cardio in tonight. Run to the back of the room. And ma'am, you can make your way up front too. Come on, you can come up front too. Can we give them a hand as they're coming up? So what I want you to do is, I want you to step up and look over the camera right there because we're about to make you famous.
Okay, great.
Tell us your name and what is that short? And I said short. Popcorn testimony you like to share.
And my name is Lisa Salty, and I want to give a shout out to Gene. But I've been out of West here for 2 weeks, and I never thought I would come here to Hope for Prisoners. But I'm on my second day of your week-long training.
Okay, well, awesome. Welcome here. Congratulations on your 2 weeks. Step up, look over the camera and tell us your name and what you like to share.
My name is Josue Santiago, and today I got 34 months clean.
Oh my goodness!
Ever since I joined the Hope for Prisoners program, I got all my documents. I got my driver's license. I got my birth certificate, social security card. It's just a great program, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Man, congratulations, man. Give me more people that get the round of applause for that 34 months. Any other testimony before we get going? I'm gonna make my way over there to you. I'll make everybody else come up front. Stand up. Look over the camera over there. Tell us your name. What is that you like to show?
My name is Paisley. My name is Paisley, and on the 23rd, I start peer support classes training. Yeah, and it's also my anniversary of 20 times, so 5 years.
Congratulations. You gotta walk up here. Yes. Come on up. Give him a hand as he coming up. Yeah, I know, man. How you doing? You good? All right. Good.
So my name is Blake. I haven't been in this room for 2 years now. But I'm recently honorably discharged. Right?
Man, give him a high five for that, man. Yeah.
I'm married, started a company.
Oh my goodness. Have your wife come up here too. You gotta introduce your wife. Come on. Started a company.
So we started a automations company.
Okay.
We're thriving. Within our first 60 days, we're already close to about $100,000.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And sober for over a year.
Man, give me a high five, man. Very, very proud of you, man.
So we want to come back and say hi to everybody and show you that it can be done, right?
That's what I'm talking about. And can we give him a hand? Very, very nice to meet you. Congratulations. Man, was there any other testimonies anybody got in the room going once? Going twice? We have a whole bunch of ground we need to cover inside Nevada Department of Corrections. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Do you want to try them one more time? I don't know if it changed, but.
Southern Desert, is the microphone working out there now? Go once. Curtis, come on.
Oh,
There we go. It's working a little bit. Hey, you know what I was gonna say, Curtis? Can you hear me? I was gonna say, just go in your pocket and pull out your cell phone. All right, go ahead, Curtis. Tell us. Curtis.
First of all, I wanted to thank everybody that prayed for me for my recovery. And I'm thankful because the Lord answered a lot of prayers there.
Yes.
And I wanted to testify the fact that power of prayer is real.
Yes.
When you work the power of prayer through agreement prayer, it's even stronger. And I want to encourage everybody to utilize that no matter where you are and watch the hand of God move in your life. And I guarantee you what you ask for, you're going to get, because he specifically says he wants to grant all the desires of our heart. And I hope each and every one, the ladies at Casa Grande, the men at Casa Grande, the ladies at Gene Congregation, even the men here, to utilize the power of prayer, to move the things that you need to move, get them out the way. The things that are holding you up, get them out the way. And the things that you want to have prosperous in your life, ask for it and you will receive.
Man, give Curtis a round of applause for that. Thank you so much. That was very, very powerful. Now we know that wasn't like some miscalculation or some minor technical difficulty. Somebody didn't want that to be heard. We are going to introduce you to our speaker. I'm gonna read his bio, and then I'm gonna turn him loose to you guys. But before we do that, in a hopeful business fashion, if you guys would please just bow your heads and let's go before the Lord in prayer. So, Father, we just come before you this evening in the name of Jesus, God. God, we just want to say thank you. Thank you once again, God, for who you are, the things you do, and everything, God, that your word promises that you will do. Father, we invite you into the midst of a huddle up right now, God. We ask you to open up heavens over the corner of 333 North Rancho, God, and just pour out your spirit into this room, God. And as we lift up our speaker to you right now, God, I thank you for everything that you have placed on the inside of him, God. We ask you to illuminate every gift, talent, and ability that you placed on the inside of him, God. And as those words leave his lips, God, somewhere in between the lips of this sayer and the ears of the hearer, God, that your anointing will rest on every one of those words, so that when we receive them, they will be received in the intended purpose for which you sent them. We love you, we worship you, and we pray this prayer in the matchless name of your Son, Jesus Christ. In Jesus' name we say amen. Amen. Look at the person next to you and say, get ready. Get ready. You know, say it like me, say, get ready. Get ready. Say, this is going to be good. All right, I'm going to introduce you our speaker. This is Darren Waller. So Darren Waller is a Pro Bowl tight end and a 9-year NFL veteran who recently came out of retirement to return to the league with the Miami Dolphins. Widely respected for his powerful comeback story. Darren uses his platform to help others overcome addiction, mental health challenges, and personal adversity. Now more than 8 years sober, Darren remains deeply committed to recovery advocacy alongside his return to football. Through the Darren Waller Foundation, he has helped provide over $1 million in treatment grants, helping individuals gain access to life-changing recovery programs. Beyond advocacy, Darren channels his experiences into music and creative expression, using storytelling to inspire hope and healing. If you guys would please put your hands together, and please welcome to the Jubilee Huddle, Mr. Darren Waller.
Okay, cool. How we doing? How we doing tonight? We need a little more energy. How we doing tonight? Awesome. Like I said, my name is Darren Waller. I'm honored to be here. First, I want to talk about how, shout out to everybody in the facilities, wherever everybody's watching. I don't know how many people are here that aren't physically here, but I just want to send love to y'all. Appreciate y'all being here. I love the way that we start this evening off tonight with testimonies, with hope. You know what I'm saying? One thing I learned early on in my recovery and just my life changing in my journey is, you start doing small things like they're big things. It's only a matter of time before you start doing big things like they're small things. So we have to start celebrating the smallest wins you may feel like your wins aren't as big as somebody else's, but every day of progress, every day of recovery, every day of you taking a step in the positive direction, even if that means there's sometimes going to be some steps back, that's something that we need to celebrate. Because hope, we see hope everywhere. I feel like a lot of times we can treat hope like it's fantasy. Like everything's going to be perfect someday, everything's going to be easy someday. But hope for me and what I've learned is at some point in time, like I'm gonna be able to get somewhere. It doesn't matter how imperfect my life was at a certain point. It didn't matter how many mistakes I had. It didn't matter how weird, how messy, how messed up my life looked at some point. Like there's gonna be somewhere for me to be and a fulfilling life for me down the road. So I hope that you guys can keep that in mind tonight because you're worthy of it. So a little bit about me, because we got 25, 30 minutes. It's a lot of jam in there. I could go on for days, but I grew up in suburban Atlanta, Georgia. Nothing really problems with where I grew up. Nice schools, nice neighborhoods, two parents in the home. But learning more about my upbringing coming up, both of my parents came from addicted households. My mother's father was a heroin addict. Both my dad's parents, who I never met, were drug addicts. And my parents weren't directly addicts in my household, but what they brought with them was this thing called codependency. And codependency is, for them, what it looked like in my life is they came from environments that were so difficult, and for them to overcome that, we're gonna do everything that we can to make this better for you, which is a great thing. And I salute my parents for all that they've instilled in me. They've helped me become the man I am today. But in that, there is.
Mike, just got to wing it.
I'll speak. I don't know if they can hear me. We good? Okay, we're back. So codependency. So my parents, they come into my life and they're like, we're gonna make this so much better for you. And so from there, it was, for me, everything was based on good grades, performing well, showing up well, and doing all these things, which is great. It sets the bar high for young people. But for me, it set a precedent for I have to make sure I'm doing things well in order to be valued, in order to be loved. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents did, like I said, my parents did a whole bunch for me, but it was oftentimes like I felt like a lot of times I had to like make sure I'm performing well to be loved. And from that place, it's like, well, who am I if I'm not doing that? Who am I if I'm imperfect? Who am I if I'm not meeting the bar? You know what I'm saying? And I step into the social environments I'm in as a young man, young kid, really. And everywhere I go, it's like this feeling of like, damn, like in this group, I'm not black enough. In this room, I act too white. In this room, I'm too nerdy. In this room, I'm too sensitive. I'm not tough enough. I'm not cool enough. So it's like everywhere I'm going, there's like this core shame that's at the pit of everything that I'm feeling, everything that I'm thinking, everything that I'm doing. And so in order to protect myself from feeling the pain of that shame and to escape that, I'm going to be great at sports. I'm going to get these grades. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make you accept me. Which that path takes us all types of different roads. I'm sure we all have experiences with that. I've been arrested 3 times, and all of them had to do with me trying to be what the group needed, or me trying to be who I thought you would get validation from you to make me seem like I was cool or I was a man. And so those things we're talking elementary school. And from there, trying to escape that, coming up through middle school, early high school, a lot of that acting out in school, getting bad behavior, principal call all the time, like all these things, like was that desperate cry to just be accepted, to feel loved, to be rid of just this feeling of not being enough as a kid. And you get to 15, sophomore year of high school, what started to work for me and be my formula was painkillers. Hydrocodone was the first thing that I came across, and that numbed my feelings instantly. And what I didn't know at the time was this substance is giving me a certain sense of peace, but we're getting nowhere near to the core of the issue. As soon as I come down from this high, my problems are gonna be right there waiting on me. Like they're not going away. And that's the illusion that we can go to with substances of escape, right? Like I get up here like I'm 8+ years sober, I'm an addict, right? A lot of times we can say we're addicted to alcohol, we're addicted to this, we're addicted to that. Through my path, I'll get into a little bit. Pills was just the first thing that I came across. What I was addicted to was escaping reality, like escaping what I'm feeling. What I'm using that for, I don't have a drug or alcohol problem. I have an intimacy problem. It comes down to, am I able to sit with the discomfort of my feelings? No, it's too much for me. It's too overwhelming for me. Something is too much for me to sit here and feel comfortable in my own skin, this pill gonna take me away from it. A year later, this drink gonna take me away from it. Over time, this blunt gonna take me away from it. Having this relationship with this girl, having sex with this person is gonna take me away from it. And so it's all these behaviors that my addiction can channel itself in between, because that's what it is at the core. It's like, I don't want to feel what it is I'm feeling. I want to get out of this. I want to run from this. I want to escape from this. And that's what became kind of the center of my core and my character. And when you're doing that, your world becomes so self-centered. It becomes about you. It becomes about how you feel. It doesn't become about the connections that you have in your life. It can be so isolated. Put these walls up between you and everybody else. And with those walls, it's like, in order to protect yourself and keep that up, you start lying, you start cheating, you start stealing, you start doing anything it takes to keep people off of your trail and for you to just stay in this world that you've created that's so small, because it's just so much pain, so much insecurity, so much fear that's at the core of it. And I didn't know that at the time. I'm just a kid trying to show up, do what I can in school, so I'm not getting a belt at home. Trying to show up and be wherever you want me to be in school, just so I can feel like I'm a part of and feel okay inside. Nobody's waking up saying I want to be a drug addict when I grow up. Nobody's waking up saying I want to be in this facility or wherever I'm at. Like I understand nobody's saying that. And life has a whole lot to do with why we may end up in certain situations. And that's why it's all about how we respond to those situations. It's not necessarily about what has happened, what has transpired, why I'm in this seat. I'm not worried about what choices and decisions you made before. I'm worried about what you're trying to do about it now. Like, what kind of response are you trying to have to that? What type of man, what type of woman are you trying to be? What type of level of integrity are you trying to have from this point going forward? It took me a while. Like, I'm talking 10 to 18 years, even now, like before I started to make that decision of like, all right, this is the direction I want to go in, right? I go through high school, my addiction starts increasing, but I also like starting to get a little bit of notoriety for what I'm able to do. So it's just like this constant like parallel going on in my life where it's like I'm becoming successful and this arc continues to increase over the next 10 years. But internally as a person, my life is just like deteriorating spiritually, mentally, emotionally, unraveling as more opportunities, more notoriety, people knowing my name, people like, oh, proud to know who I am. I'm not even proud to be who I am, because I'm using this image, I'm using this performance as a crutch, because at the core, like I said, at the core of it all is shame, bro. And so I go on to college, I play college football at Georgia Tech. Should have got kicked off the team at Georgia Tech. There's 3 strikes in college for drug tests, failed 2 of them. Our team was good my senior year of college, so I think they kind of pulled some strings to keep me around because I was still passing 2 drug tests. Got arrested, drug possession in college. Got arrested for drug possession my rookie year in the league, 3 arrests. Willing to throw away any type of future I have with the choices that I'm making. But these choices are being made from a place of pain. And it's learning to have compassion for myself as time goes along. Because before it's like, man, why the fuck are you doing this, bro? Like, snap out of it, like do something different. It's like beating myself up is not getting me any closer to the outcome or the person or the type of character that I want. I need to start to have compassion for like what was going on early in my life. What environments were I in that I didn't even choose, that I wasn't even really trying to be a part of, but that sometimes I had to submit to or to join the group, and I didn't feel strong enough to stand up for myself. Like, we got to start inserting compassion. But for me, it's like, it's none of that. Being in a sports world, being this kid with all the shame, it's like, I gotta be perfect. I gotta beat myself up to get to where I want to be. And it's like learning over time, that's not really the way, for me, at least. I get through college, start going and have opportunity to go to the NFL. I got drafted into the NFL in 2015 to the Baltimore Ravens. And I knew when I got drafted, it was like the more pressure that's coming up through this game of football and through being public facing and having all this money on the line and this, that, and the third, that it would be too much. Because like the more pressure that's coming on is like the more you got to cope, the more you got to take in. Like I'm popping more pills. I'm on the perk 30s now. I'm not on the hydrocodone 5s no more. Like we smoking 3 5s. Like we're not just smoking the gram. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like y'all understand where I'm coming from. Like, okay, like this is real life. Like, people seeing like this external reality of what it looks like my life is, bro. You can't judge no book by its cover. You can't see nobody on the street and assume that they got life made or that everything's sweet, bro. Like everybody's fighting the battle you can't see. It's real life. And that's me with millions signed for millions of dollars, access to women. Every room you walk in, people like digging you up and looking at you like you this, you that, bro. And on the inside, feeling small. On the inside, feeling like that, still feeling like that kid that had all that shame, that still had all that fear. Like none of this external stuff changed any of that. So it's going through the league. I got hurt my first year, was out on injured reserve half the year. And it's kind of like in that situation, you're not really like on the team. You're kind of like in your own world. And so I'm in Baltimore. I'm figuring out where all the perks that they got, bro. Selling perks out there, who's washing cars at the team facility. Like, there's all these things that are going on to where it's like, it's easy for me. I got a lot more time on my hands. I'm by myself. It's just not a good recipe, right? And so going into my second year in the league, because I'm starting to fail drug tests, I'm suspended the first 4 games of that year. And towards the end of that year, had a big shoulder injury and decided to like basically sabotage my career and said, like, you know, I like really getting to the breaking point of like, I can't really take this. I can't really keep going. So I decided to just fail all the drug tests that they were giving me so they would put me out of the league. This was June 2017. I got banned from the NFL for at least a year for substance abuse, for my toxicology results. At this point, it's cocaine on them, it's Xanax on them, it's Adderall on them. It's like whatever can give me that feeling, like I talked about in the beginning. Whatever can take me away from what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what I'm experiencing is what I'm willing to do. When you're willing to do that, and addiction gets so far into your brain, into your reward system, you lose control over the choices that you make. You can look back over time and be like, damn, I could have done this differently. But like when you become a slave to that substance and you're willing to do anything that you can to get that effect, and what is it you're often willing to do? Throw your relationships away, throw your opportunities away, throw your integrity away, throw your dignity, throw your self-respect, throw your self-trust in the trash can. And that's simply what I was doing, because that's what my life had become. And 2 months into that suspension, you know, most people are like, this is enough for me to want to change get my act together. 2 months after that, I overdosed on what was fentanyl, and am sitting there, you know what I'm saying, like, how did we get here? How did this end up here? Everybody has that feeling of invincibility. People have been telling me months leading up, you know, you gotta be careful out here. They're pressing pills. Like, you might think you're getting something, but you're getting something completely different. I'm like, man, like, it ain't happened to me. Like, never really had no real consequence. I had some arrests, but you know, you do some community service, all these little programs can get it out the way. Like, I'm like, at that point, I feel like I'm bulletproof. Like, I made it this far. I got through all these things, and I'm still here. Like, but then here you come with an experience that completely shatters your ego. And you feel like it's rock bottom, and you feel like it's like, I don't know what my life could be from this point. But then as time goes on, as you start to embrace this opportunity, you can look back on it and be like, man, my life wouldn't be nowhere near, nowhere close to what it is today if that experience didn't happen. It takes time, it takes work, it takes patience in order for you to look back on an experience that seems so heartbreaking, and it seems like it's the lowest point you could ever have, but knowing that that's really like a trampoline, bro. Like, bounce up, you bounce back. And from there, like, choosing to be like, just like a little bit open, like a little bit willing. Like, I see you guys here, people watching in the building, like, you guys are here in this program, in this building tonight, coming here regularly. Like, there's some willingness in that. Like, you could be at home, you could be eating some bullshit, like watching nonsense on TV, like doing whatever, hanging out with whoever, but you're choosing to be here because you're making an investment. And you know that small investments compounding over time. And so for me to be able to go to rehab in September of 2017 completely changed the game for me. And I feel like it's really because it gave me an opportunity to just start looking at, man, who am I at the end of the day? Oftentimes we get caught up in the flow of life, in this rush, so many things happening. Like, when do we feel like we can even pause and take a deep breath? Like, they taught us how to meditate at the rehab facility. We meditated for 5 minutes. I feel like it was an eternity. I feel like I was in heaven. Because it's like I took a stop and took a deep breath, and I don't know how long. When's the last time you stopped and took a deep breath and just paused and just said, man, what direction is my life headed in? Like, do I really want to be, am I making choices that's conducive of the life that I necessarily want at this time? And I don't blame you if that's not the case, because that definitely wasn't me. What got me in rehab was not deep breaths, was not meditation. Like, but I had to be put in that place of humility to be willing to accept and start implementing these small tools into my life. And so from there, it's like starting to go to 12-step meetings, starting to have one-on-one therapy, having group therapy, journaling, starting to get involved in like making music. It's like, what are these habits? What are my routines on a day-to-day basis? Because a lot of times when we end up in situations that we don't want. If we look at our habits with an honest lens, like we don't bullshit with ourselves, like we can look at our habits and be like, man, these ain't really conducive to where I'm trying to go. So you start changing those habits. Give yourself patience, give yourself time, watch your life slowly start to change. Watch people start to notice the shift in you before you even notice it in yourself. That's the case with me. You know, I come out of rehab, I get home, I'm at home with my parents, and I get a job at Sprouts Farmers Market, working at the grocery store. You know, most people think like going from the NFL to working at the grocery store, like making $11.62 an hour was what I was making at Sprouts. Worked there for 7 months. But I look back now, it's like it's exactly the experience I needed. You can't know at the time. There's no way you're able to know with something like that. But being able to work there and learn like everything is not about validation and getting a standing ovation and have a stadium of people clap for you. It's like, nah, bro, like the feeling of validation and self-respect of you showing up to work and putting in an honest day's work and serving people and looking in the mirror and be like, I did what I was supposed to do today. Like I did it with a level of conviction. Like that is so much more than any type of validation somebody else could ever give you. So I'm taking that lesson and I'm going forward with it. And I work at Sprouts for 7 months. Get back, start training, get reinstated into the NFL in August of 2018. Go back to the team that I originally got drafted by, which they had replaced me with people because of the choices that I made, which is another lesson. It's like, okay, like I'm here, my choices played a part in me getting here. There may be some things involved that maybe necessarily weren't my fault. The environment, the family I grew up in may have been something that I didn't necessarily choose. It may have been dysfunctional, but there are parts in this journey that I can own. And you ain't going forward, you ain't taking steps, that life ain't changing until you accept the part that you played and you being right where you are. Because from there, you go from being part of the problem to being part of the solution. And so from there, it's like, okay, cool, like I can own to that. And now I show up, I'm on the practice squad. It's a big demotion from where I was before, but guess what? I have the opportunity to go against what was that year, the #1 defense in the league. I get to practice against them every day. They go out on Sundays and shutting everybody down in the NFL, but they coming in. The roughest person they got to deal with week in, week out is me at practice on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It ain't nothing. There's no promises to me that I'm gonna play in the game again. There's nothing, like no shining lights. I might get a couple pats in the back, but it's like I said, the self-respect from showing up to work, not knowing when the results are gonna come, not knowing when things are gonna shift and start to go my way and be exactly what I want it to be, but I'm still gonna show up and work. The self-respect you get from that, you cannot compare to it. It doesn't come, you can't get that in a high. You can't get that in any type of substance. You can't get that from a drink, you can't get that from nothing. Like continuing to show up, not knowing what's gonna happen. It's 11 weeks through that season. I'm seeing people that play my position around the league going down left and right. Like, when's my opportunity gonna come? My agent's like, ain't nobody calling because of what I had done and the choices I had made before, right? And so there's a week that comes, the Oakland Raiders at the time came to Baltimore, and every week on Sundays before the game, the guys in the practice squad run routes on the field before the game. And that week, I was feeling discouraged. It was the first week I felt discouraged. I had a great attitude, showed up with the right perspective, and was struggling with the fact that like no opportunities were coming. And I had the opportunity in that locker room. I was like, I really don't feel like running routes that day, but I went out there anyway. And the Oakland Raiders at the time happened to be watching us warm up. I don't know why. They should have been focused on the game plan. They got dogged that day. But they looked over on the field and said, who is that over there running around working like that? They're basically having open trials at the time. It was like 2 and 11. And so it's like, I go back home and I think my side mirror on my car got hit off. So the day after the game, I'm at like a collision shop. My agent called me and was like, the Oakland Raiders saw you like warming up on the field and signed you to the team. So you got to pack and go to Oakland like immediately. Like I'm staying in my own house in Maryland. I'm just like, I just got to leave my car here. But it's like these opportunities coming from where we were a year or so ago, like thinking like there are no opportunities for me available in my life. Like, I don't know where this is going to go from here, but you start to implement this work, you start to change for yourself, not for what you can get out of changing, but just honoring you, like, because you deserve it. You deserve to live a better life. You deserve to live at peace. You deserve to honor and respect yourself. Like, doing it for that reason, doors start to open. And from there, that's where my career started to take off. They had somebody in my position that was already one of the best in the league. They let him walk. They said, we believe in you. Doors start to open up like that. you continue to walk through them. As long as you stand about your business, having these principles, having these practices in your life, these opportunities present themselves. My career takes off from there. And, you know, most of the time, like over the past, 4, 5 years, that's where the story ends. And it's like, it's magic. Like, everything's great. But from there, it's like, I'm 8 years sober. Some of the roughest years I hit in recovery was years 6 and 7. So it's like, it's a second installment. It's a second installment of realizing like the money not really changing anything. Because I got to the Raiders in Oakland, signed a second contract for some life-changing money. Come to Las Vegas, 2022, signed a contract at the time, maybe the highest paid player at my position in the history of the league. Ooh, yeah, we I got to stop it up. It's another installment of all these money, all these opportunities, all this success is still not moving the needle. It's still not filling the cup. It's still not them issues, those insecurities, those fears, that shame that young person had. That money's not filling that cup, bro. The success, getting to some end point of you just having this magical ending to your story is not it, bro. It's not. I saw, for me, giving up drugs and alcohol, immediately traded it for addictive behavior, showing up sex, relationships immediately. Like, but in that, it's like, as men, I think my men that's watching can attribute to that. It's like when you got something going for yourself and you got women, you got a roster of women, everybody pat you on the back, bro. Like, yeah, like, you deserve that. Like, you balling. Like, you got all this going on, but it's like, it's still that young little boy trying to find validation from that woman, trying to get her to value me because I don't value myself. Even though I got all this money in my bank account, even though I'm sober, and even though people know who I am, that's not moving the needle. I hit the wall again. 2023 season played. I ended up retiring after that season, which is, he read in the bio. Like, I came back. I retired because I feel like I didn't hit a more emotional bottom then than I did off drugs and alcohol. Just from how I'm acting out in those ways I just described, and just feeling like, man, I got all this money. There's no addictive there's no drugs and alcohol in the picture. Like, I thought this was going to be the recipe and the formula, and it's like, no, like, I got to start to make the priority in my life, checking in with myself, like getting in tune with my emotions, getting into and having a spiritual life, whatever gives you purpose in this world, like getting in tune with that, starting from there. And then from there, it's like, it's developing a purpose in your life. Like, what am I involved? What can I be involved in? What can I give to this world? Like, as opposed to like what I'm getting. Sure, like, a bunch of money's coming into my bank account, but like, what am I actually giving in the process of that? And I've been honored to have the like you said, the foundation startup, to be able to give through that, but really just to get back to the basics. Like that year 7 after retiring, like 6, 7 years sober, I gotta get back to the basics, bro. I gotta get back to knowing that, hey, I gotta respect this disease at the end of the day, because it's gonna show up in one way or another. I can go to the casino and act a fool. I can go in and like, it's gonna show up. It don't matter the behavior. I gotta make sure I'm respecting the game, showing up, going to meetings, helping people out, like being honest, having that level of vulnerability. Like, most of my life growing up, like, I don't want to be vulnerable. I keep going back to the shame, but it's like, in that shame, I can't afford to be vulnerable. I can't afford to let you see me as I really am. And no greater mask than being super successful, being the top. Like, nah, take it from me, bro. Y'all's lives are gonna change. There are gonna be a lot more circumstances that come that make you feel that you deserve, that you will have worked hard to earn. But don't ever let that get ahead of, like, it all starts from how I feel about myself. It all starts from when I look in the mirror, what am I seeing? Because the world gonna see a certain thing. Like, they may want me to be something else. Like, I feel like I have to be something. Like, if it doesn't start from a place of integrity, if it doesn't start from a place of alignment, self-respect, monitoring who you're being around, what you're investing your time in, what you're investing your ears in, like, it's gotta start from there. So I'm just telling y'all to keep taking care of yourselves, man. Keep showing up to events like this. Keep surrounding yourself with people that are on the path, on the journey like you are. That's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm still treating every day like it's still the beginning. Like, it's still like I fresh out of rehab, trying to like keep going, like keep taking the next step, keep showing up to the next thing, keep showing up. I don't have a lot of certainty about what my life is like going forward, whether it's if I'm gonna play another season or whatever. Like, I get a lot of fear and anxiety about that, because it's like when that door closes, it's a whole nother chapter that I ain't stepped into. That comes with a lot of feelings. That comes with a lot of grief. That comes with a lot of, so I'm still walking through these situations, unsure, trying to make sure I'm keeping myself grounded and walking forward. I know that y'all doing the same thing as well, man. So keep that at the forefront, man. take care of yourself, show up for the people around you, build a community, have people walk with you. A lot of times we do things we're not proud of. We get into the habit of just like, we want to hide, we want to isolate. Nah, bro, you got to walk with people, bro. This is what this life is about. Relationships, connections, like feeling like you're a part of something because you deserve to be a part of something. You deserve to rise from whatever the ashes of your story are and to write the story in whatever way you want to, man. So I think that's all I got. I think I'm
Man, can we give Darren a round of applause? Was that some good stuff or was that some good stuff? Yeah. Well, we can talk about how good it is, right? Because this is an opportunity for some Q&A. We're gonna open up to everyone here at the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances in the Steve and Judy Siegel Auditorium. We're gonna open up to our friends inside Nevada Department of Corrections or on our platforms. This is your opportunity. This is some really good stuff. We're gonna challenge you and ask you, what was that nugget that Darren Waller dropped in this room? That number one, you resonated with that made sense to you, or perhaps maybe it's something you would like for him to expound on. We can open up here in the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances inside the institution. Slip your hand up, and this is your opportunity to do that now. You can say that now because this is when I get my card one. Or I'm asking you to stand up. And I know he's over there, but I need you to look at the camera right over there. And what is that question or comment that you might have for the amazing Darren Waller?
Absolutely. Brother Darren, I want to thank you for being here. I've been to a number of community events when you've been there, and it's really impressive. You've always been gracious, not standoffish, and I just want to say I really appreciate that on behalf of the community. My question was, accountability partners, you were talking about connections, and can you expound a little bit on folks that you need in your life that can hold you accountable?
That's a great question.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Great question. And thank you for saying that. Accountability, what that looks like for me is being in recovery. I got a sponsor. I'm a double winner, damn near triple winner sometimes. I go to meetings in like 3 different fellowships, but I have a sponsor who will tell me like it is, who will tell me what I need to hear as opposed to what I want to hear, trying to be my friend, trying to be my buddy, and having vulnerable connections with men. I feel like most of my life growing up, it was like I shared about how I was trying so hard to fit in around the groups I was growing up in. There was like a lot of dudes, like they were just like, they seemed tougher, seemed stronger, seemed like, and I wanted to be a part of that fellowship. And I was compromising what I truly valued and what I was really about to be a part of those groups. So now it's about like, what are the communities and the groups and the friendships that I can attract by me staying in alignment with what I value. And from there, it's like having those connections to where it's like, no matter what's going on in your life, you can talk about it. Like, because a lot of times, like we have some stuff, like it could be anything. It could be like you married and you struggling with like, I'm attracted to all these women. And it's like, if you think like you have to keep that suppressed and like stuff that down, but it's like we need soft places to land with information like that, so like people can walk with us. Because we're walking by ourselves, we're susceptible to getting taken out, to getting swiped out. Like the enemy's on us, you know what I'm saying? Like those things are real, and so we need people that can help us and hold us when we're not strong enough, and then in return give that to those men as well. Because when you isolated, when you a lot of times like life can be good, but you can feel like, why does it feel like off sometimes? Like I can still feel like that sometimes. But then it's like when I get around people and get in those spaces and we talk about real things below the surface, it's like it reminds me of like what it feels like to be alive. So I feel like every man that's watching should have people in their circle that they can really be honest, take the realest of the real to them, not just like the fabricated, like selective vulnerability, but just like the real stuff. I feel like that goes a long way, because at the end of the day, we just want to be seen and heard and understood as people. We go and do a lot of different things to feel that feeling. We think we can get through money, all these whatever, but it's like we want to feel seen, valued, and understood, and we can do that starting with the people we surround ourselves with.
Man, that's real good. Give a hand for that. Thank you so much for that, Darren. We're gonna go inside the Nevada Department of Corrections. Gene Conservation Camp, please step up, tell us your name, and what is that question and comment that you might have for Darren Waller? Or we got a problem. There we go, I'm sorry.
No matter that you were sober, that everything you were doing was not filling your cup. What are you doing now to fill your cup?
Great question. I feel like a lot of things I'm doing to fill my cup is I start with having a morning routine. Wake up, hit a meditation. I go walk around my neighborhood, morning walk, like while the sun's still coming up. Just like a way for me to just start my day in like a positive flow, like where I'm just like showing up for myself, showing up to my higher power, and just like making sure I'm starting the day like focused on the things that I want to be focused on. I come in now, I'm in off season, so I'm able to get on like an 8 a.m. Zoom recovery meeting every morning. And then from there, it's like things that fill my cup. I developed a relationship with nature moving out here to Las Vegas. I know I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. It ain't really, they call it Kennesaw Mountain. It's not a mountain. That's just like a hill for real. So it's like, but nature was never really like, everybody like, we trying to go party. We trying to get fucked up. We trying to, see where the wind that, what I'm saying? Like things like that were priorities. Whereas now I'm in Las Vegas. It's like, I'm seeing these mountains around me. I'm having a much more deeper appreciation for God in my life and like the world around me. So I'm going on hikes. I'm like, man, I wish I would have, I'm going to states like Wyoming now and like Colorado. Like I would have never thought I would enjoy these places, but going out in nature and just like appreciating the beauty of the world around me. And it's humbling, it makes you see how small you are in the grand scheme of things. So I appreciate nature. You talked about like, I make music, like that's just like a passion of mine. I feel like it's my great grandfather was a jazz musician, so I try to pour into that because I feel like that gift has been given to me. So it's just like having hobbies for real. Like, what is something that you love doing and enjoy doing, and you wouldn't need anybody to get hand clap for you or give you any money to do it? You do it anyway. Like, find those type of things in your life. Try new things. But yeah, for me, it's like nature, making music, hanging out with friends, going, trying to have new experiences, go bowling, like whatever it is, like something with people having fun, like scheduling something that's fun in my day. Right. A lot of times our schedules get so busy. It's like, let's put those pieces in there to add some life to what we got going on. I know we all got a lot going on.
Man, that's good. Give a hand for that. Give a hand. We're going to go back out to Gene, conservation camp. Please step up. Tell us your name and what is that question or comment you might have for Mr. Darren Waller. Well, we have one.
Hi, my name is Sandra. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First time, okay, when you lost your first contract and then going to the second, it's a lot of the media that gets into that. So how were you able to overcome all the backlash from the media with going back into your second contract?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great question. It's realizing, like, I think I touched on it for a minute, of realizing, like, when I take responsibility for my part and how things have ended up and where I've gotten, I can now realize, like, I have the problem to go from being the problem to being part of the solution. Like, to being, like, when I know, like, okay, this is what I did to contribute, now I can start contributing in the opposite direction. I can start having these experiences of going to rehab, going into and having a sponsor working in 12 steps, having a job, like cleaning my act up. Like, I slowly stopped lying. I'm lying less and less and less and less and less over time. I'm stealing less and less and less over time. Like, my character is slowly improving. So then it's like when opportunities present themselves from there, I don't even got to go out and make this public statement saying like, hey, look at me, I've changed. My actions are doing the talking. Like, the choices that I make are doing the talking. The decisions I'm making are doing the talking, to where it's like I can show up to camp and they see I'm about business because of the way that I'm working. I don't have to go out my way to show nobody. Like, people will look at you and they can tell by the way that you step in like that you really mean business. And I feel like that's kind of like the situation with my story, because I'm starting to look like, all right, let me evaluate my character first and foremost and see what it is that I have the power to change. And from there, it's like, oh yeah, like if I'm working and doing these things I'm supposed to be doing, like I said, these doors are going to start to open. I don't know what people's spiritual journeys and their universe are like, but it's like doors are going to start to open because you're attracting these experiences to you through the way that you, through what you embody. So I'm rambling, but.
That is awesome. Give a hand for that. Give a hand. We're going to come over here to the really welcome Center for Second Chances. You stand up. I know he's over there. We got to look over there in the camera. Get it over here. Get it over here. There it is right there. Yeah, tell us your name and tell us what is that question and comment you have for Mr. Waller.
My name is Sabri. What I want to say is this: I'm a big football fan.
Yes.
I'm just following the game.
Let me find out you going to ask for an autograph.
Hey, man, what I want to say is, a lot of guys are promoted in the league as being stars and superstars and so on and so forth, but the real superstars is guys like that.
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah. Give him a hand for that,
Take the time out to come back and do stuff like this is invaluable, especially for some of our young people, because they think that, hey, if I can just make it to the league, I got it made. And he's letting them know, hey, it's not that simple. There's a lot that goes with that. You gotta have the right character, the right mindset. So, hey, Darren, I commend you, man, for taking the time to come here, man, and speak to us. And, one thing he said is interesting when he talked about he knew what he was getting, but not what he was giving. And that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about giving.
Absolutely. Man, give him a hand for that. Give him a hand for that. We are going to go back out to Southern Desert Correctional Center. Please step up. Tell us your name and what is that question and comment that you might have for Mr. Waller.
How you doing, Mr. Waller? My name is Prophet. First, I want to say I'm a lifelong Raider fan, man. I was kind of hot when they traded, but you know, I know it's
Whole game, brother.
Yeah, but something that stood out to me when you said about working at Sprouts, you know what I'm saying? That hit me with something that I had to realize, you know what I'm saying, like about being humble and really stepping outside your comfort zone. Because it's one thing to be making millions of dollars to $11 an hour. I don't even know if I would make $7 an hour right now. I'm gonna be coming up out of here. But what I'm saying is, you know, I had to learn my lesson like that because I fell in the hope of prisoners. You know, most of these guys in here, they put in kites and they requested it, and I didn't know nothing about it. You know, my caseworker called me in one day and she asked me did I want to come to the program. And I was like, I'll think about it. I went out and talked to some dudes and they was like, man, go down here. You see what I'm saying? And when I heard dorm, you know, it was hard, but I had to step outside my comfort zone because I had to realize, you know what I'm saying, what's more important, you know what I'm saying, in life, that I'm trying to get out and do some different things. And now, you know what I'm saying, inshallah, this is my last pull up from inside the 12A, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to be out there real soon. And it's like, everything has been perfect, and it's gonna help keep me even more focused than ever. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to be out last month, but like I said, I think everything happened for a reason, man, and I'm gonna be getting out there in Ramadan. Yeah, that's what I was saying about being humble. And, you know, humbleness. You know what I'm saying? To be $11 an hour job. You gotta be so sorry and say that part out. Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And through it all, you know what I'm saying? When you got something working for you, you had to get yourself together, and that got you back to where you wanted to be. You see what I'm saying? That's the message that I took from that. And I realized I had to get myself on track in order to be where I'm supposed to be. Because if I ain't the best of me, I can't be good for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I just appreciate you coming and talking, man. And good to see you back out here, man. And, you know, Sabri, like I say, man, I like to see you out there doing a good thing, man.
And give me a hand. You know, it reminds me of, for those of you who read scripture, right? It reminds me of the Apostle Paul in Philippians chapter 4. He said this. He said, it's not that I speak in regard of me. He said that I know what it means to have abundance, but I also know what it means to be in lack. And what he said was that never again will neither of those two things define who I am. Does that make sense? And that's what it was I was here. We're back over at the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances. Please step up. Look at the camera over there. Tell us your name and what is that question and comment you might have.
My name is Alexis Austin, and I want to say thank you to both of you, actually, because this is my first time being in this room and my amazing husband. But I'm a Seahawks fan, so I'm sorry I'm not going to ask you the autograph. However, I do want to just ask you when I can relate to the entire story. In fact, I've built an entire career off of raising the bar of happiness in other people's minds because that high achiever child, right, is left with that type of armor. And when you remove that armor or you cover it with whatever it is, you're very vulnerable. So giving yourself that self-compassion and looking back to everyone that can relate to the old versions of you, what would you say to old you, and how would you give that compassion as an example?
That's a great question.
Going
Ooh-wee, yeah.
What would I say to the younger version of myself? I would try to explain to him that a lot of times, as young people, being included in the group and being validated by the group seems like it's like everything. And it is. You can't tell them that it's not in their experience. But I'll try to convey to my younger self and younger people that trying to compromising to get other people's approval is useless because we have no awareness of how insecure everybody else is, like what they struggle with. A lot of the times, I learned now, it's the bullies at school were getting beat up at home, and we're projecting that onto other people. And the tough guys, me sometimes, sometimes you feel like, this football is bravado, it's like that tough, it's a cover up for a lot of fear you feel on the inside. And so I would say a lot of to my young version of myself, these people that may be trying to get you to conform into certain groups, it's not going to be as fulfilling as you think it may be. There's going to be times where you go down the road and you're going to have so many achievements like I have in my life, and you think that those achievements and showing them yeah, I am good, yeah, I am cool, is going to fill the cup, and it's not. It's going to be about sticking and taking time to be who am I? What am I about? What do I want to be about? Because a lot of times it's people see I was doing the thing I was doing, I was 4 years old, and I'm still doing it now. It's I'm living my dream. I think I'm living a dream. I don't think I'm necessarily living my dream, because I made a decision early on in my life that, oh man, this is what's going to get me to where I want to go. This is going to get me accepted. This is where I'm going to be, and I'm talented at it. So let's go. But it's it's not fully mine if we're keeping it real. I didn't stop and ask myself and stand on this is what I'm going to be. What am I passionate about? So I would challenge them to start thinking about that. It's hard to make those decisions and be get them to wrap their head around those things. But people that you're hanging and you're around are dealing with issues. You often think oh man, everybody's life's fine, everybody's good. I get done speaking, I'll be man, I wonder what they were thinking. They're probably picking me apart. And people are probably this was amazing. This is what I needed. So my mind can play tricks on me, but I would just tell them give it some time, trust yourself, and create the life that you want to create. Because the life that somebody else wants to give you, a lot of times this country will try to give you, it's not going to lead to a lasting life and happiness and peace in the long run. So it might be uncomfortable at first, but it'll pay off in the long run.
That's awesome. Give me a hand for that. We are talking with the awesome, amazing Mr. Darren Waller at the Hope for Business Tuesday night Huddle Up at the Billy Walters Center for Second Chances inside the Steve and Judy Siegel Auditorium. Will you step up, tell us your name, and what is that question and comment you might have for Mr. Waller?
My name is Kelly Frost, and what I wanted to say, well, these are my Samaritan guys over here, okay?
Hey, give it up for the Samaritan guys.
And, I listened to a story, you know what I'm saying? We all have the same story, just different versions of the same story. And, I wanted to tell you that the next 8 years is going to be really, really good, because I know for a fact. And I have this thing, I say it all the time, if you have this disease, if you have this thing, and you've crossed that line, our big book talks about that line that we cross. If you've crossed that line, I heard his story, you know what I'm saying? I was waiting for him to start talking about his sponsor and about the things that we do. And, here's the deal. I'm just telling you that if you do not commit to this thing and commit to God and find a higher power and, go through this process, get a sponsor and give them a chance. If you think you got your life, if you think you got it right and you're doing what you need to be doing, I'm like, go for it, but, I know for my life, man, it was really bad. It was really bad. I've been through a lot of stuff, and I'm saying this with experience that this man comes in here and he shares this, man. And I've heard, I heard that he was sober, and Cosby's sober, and there's a bunch of people that are out there that are sober, and I'm just excited. I'm excited about this, man. And how about the guys? How about the guys who go out there on the field and they get down on their knees and they pray and they thank God? What a miracle that is for, I see that and I'm just like amazed, man. And see, I am sanctified, I'm pure, I'm holy, I'm redeemed, I'm set apart, I'm not my own, I'm bought with a price. I'm seated in heavenly places, and I just thank God for everything that He's doing here. And I pray blessings over these people's lives and over John's life and everybody's life.
Hey, man, give Kelly a big hand, give him a big round of applause. Then we'll come back over here and Kelly wants to sit to the second chance. Will you please step up, look at the camera over there, and tell us, did you write the questions down?
Fine. Hi, Darren. I'm Stephanie. I wanted to know, how did your definition of success change once you got sober, and how did you keep your identity rooted in who you are instead of what you have?
That's a great question.
We get into that later here.
Kind of deep.
I might work backwards. The second question, rooting my identity in who I am and not what I have, is ongoing work. It is not something I'm going to get up here and feel like I solved the Rubik's Cube on that. It's an ongoing process that I have to continuously check in, and it's like a moment-to-moment basis. It's kind of like my man was talking about with the recovery, right? Like my sponsor always telling me, like the third step is not just like once turning it over. It's like every single moment that you reach in your life, in your day, is turning it over however many times is necessary. So that's something I just have to continuously check in on and continue to pray on, continue to write about, continue to speak about in therapy, continue to talk about with my friends in my groups, because that's my default. Like the first 25 years of my life, at least, that has been like what was wired into my brain, wired into my nervous system as truth. Like what I have, what I can do, who I can be seen with is determining my value. And even being 8 years in, however you want to look at it, it's like I'm still young in this. I'm still like kind of like learning how to walk in the world of like my value is in me and who I am, just as I am. I don't have to do anything spectacular to have worthy and have value. And then I'm gonna need to remember that first question again. I got CTE a little bit.
How has the definition of success changed for you now that you're sober?
Yes. The definition of success has definitely changed. I think it just ties to the question I answered, but it's shifting to a place of like, I keep bringing up the word like integrity. There's like the therapist I'm working with right now. It's like he's big on integrity, and people of integrity, like the biggest service they can be is becoming a reference point for people. So when like you're in integrity and somebody's looking at you, your integrity is a mirror for them and shows them where they're out of line with it. Like a lot of the groups that we're in, like people that we drank with before, like we get sober now, we become that mirror in that group and standing firm in that, and what is aligned for me, what is true for me, what my higher power is leading me into, and the principles and the values that I want to embody. Like those are the success. Like, can I stick to those? Like talking about, it's not what I have, it's who I am. Success is sticking to who it is that I am and what enhances who I am through whatever I pour into, to whatever my passion is, through the work that I do. Like, it's like, what is the value of presence and spirituality I'm bringing to each and every one of those activities, as opposed to like what the outcome is of the activities I'm involved in. If that makes sense.
All right, give me a hand, we got time for two more quick ones because I really want to honor everyone's time. If you step up, tell us your name, what's that really quick question?
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. My name is Matt Boudreau. Shout out to the people who were incarcerated, all the men and women, man. Your stories full of value. Hey, Darren, thank you for coming, man. I got one question, man. So when you were on your road of self-discovery, man, when did you start being transparent with the people around you and your loved ones about your problem?
Great question.
Yeah, great question, because that's like the starting point, being aware of where you are. You can't get to where you're going without knowing where you are first. And so, yeah, I mean, so when I was failing drug tests in the league and I got banned, like they would send like these FedEx letters, and you would have to, I mean, you're in a drug program, you got to check in where you are. Like, you damn near can't go to Burger King and they at your house ready for you to pee in a cup. Like, so I'm in Georgia after I OD'd, And on my parents' house, like pretty much just like withdrawing, and I'm just like a vegetable. And but I have to update my location, so they send the letters to the location I'm at. So my parents are seeing the letters, and they're thinking most of my life, like, because I've been successful, and it's like, oh, like he's smoking a little weed, drinking a little bit, but like, graduating college and going to the NFL, so it's like they never really know what's behind all of that because I've mastered just like hiding. And so they were able to see those letters and see I got suspended from the league and see the news and all that, and they're just like what's the deal? Like what's going on? And I'm just like, at that point I was humble enough to kind of be like, I'm not in control anymore, because a lot of times the addict, like, there's this illusion of control where it's like I can do anything, I can beat the system, I can beat the game. And I was finally at that point where it's like I can't. And in that moment, like my parents opened up to me about like my family history, about like, and then like kind of like presenting like a crossroads of like, like these are the facts, these are car facts. Or you now have a decision to make. Like, what are we, like, do you want to continue this lineage in your family, or do you want to make a decision to shift that? And so like that was like one of the first vulnerable moments that I can remember on this journey with my parents, like at the table right before I went to rehab, because I had left the addiction specialist and he was like, you need to go to rehab. And I'm like, that's for crazy people. And but then it's like after having that conversation, I was like, okay, like, no, this is something I need to go and at least try. And it's like, then going there, it was an amazing experience. And then from there, it's like they're taking us to meetings, so I'm around people that are vulnerable and sharing honestly. And I'm in these therapy environments, journaling. It's all like, hey, like, let's start getting some of that pain out. Let's start getting some of that discomfort and fear and all that out, because it's always been stuffed in here on the inside. So it's like learning and feeling how, like, the small bits of satisfaction that you get from getting all that gunk out was where it was like, oh no, like this is something I need to keep doing. And so just implementing that into my life. And then it's like the Hard Knocks thing for the Raiders in 2019, where it's like a lot of people had learned about my story for the first time. And they were like, you were so brave, so vulnerable going in there. But it's like, they just wanted to ask me some questions about my journey because they're filming the whole training camp. I just went in there, not thinking like this is gonna be my moment to like be the voice of recovery. It was just like I was just stepping in that room like they wanted to ask me some questions. I'm not scared to be real about what my story has been. I'm willing to just be real right here and then go on with my day from there. And then I found out later that it's like people are attracted to it and like feel inspired by it. But it was like your question said, like just practicing and seeing the value of those simple vulnerabilities, that simple honesty, just in my day-to-day was like, this is the relief I've been looking for this whole time. And so yeah, that's like, but to answer your question with the parents off the first time.
All right, we got time for one last question.
Thank you, Darren, for sharing this story today. Well, the girls together celebrated 5 years last Monday. Essentially, the reason my son says he was 7 months old, he doesn't have a mom. So I've been trying to start, he was 5 years when he came into the program with me, and I've been trying to raise him and break the stigma the way I was raised. So my question is, how will you raise your kid after you went to make his life right?
That's a great question. Amazing questions from everybody, actually. But yeah, great one to end on. I feel like for me, like I kind of went into like my parents a little bit, and just through that painting that picture of kind of like the codependency, I just wanted to more so like at the core of that is my parents grew up in environments where that emotional vulnerability was not displayed in any way. So it's like, I'm not saying the things I say about the codependency to like fuck my parents. Like, no, it's like, I see the environments that they grew up in and how that impacted the way that they parented. And it's like, it's them being human and doing the best that they could. And knowing now that it's like, I wish I would have had more like vulnerability, how to sit with the discomfort of my emotions and not run to something, reach for something. I wish that was taught to me. So now it's like, how can I be as vulnerable and as real as possible with my child whenever that opportunity presents itself, and not be like, hey kid, don't do drugs. Like, it's like, hey man, like I went to start doing that because of what I was feeling on the inside, a lot of the shame that I was feeling, a lot of the fear that I was feeling, and I wanted to just quiet all that down. So I understand why you want to go do that. I understand the peer pressure that comes from that. That was another part of why I wanted to get into drugs. I wanted to be involved with people around me. So I understand you, son. I understand you, daughter. Like I I understand what you're feeling because I felt that too. And just to be able to be seen in those moments and maybe let him know, like, I'm with you, bro. Like I said, talked about in the beginning, it isn't your journey. Hope isn't about things being perfect, things being okay. It's like, even with mistakes and stuff along the way, like, you can still count on me to be here. Like, you can still count on me to show up, because I always, as a kid, wanted somebody to be there and show up for me in that way. So I'm gonna do the best I can for you. I might not be perfect at it. I might, I'm still crazy in some ways too, but I'm still like do the best I can to meet you where you are and see you as you are, just because of my own experience. So.
Can we give Darren Waller a gigantic round of applause? Thank you so much for coming out. One thing that I want to appreciate you for sharing your story, and I think that whenever you tell that story, I know lots of people are impacted by it, right? And as I was standing in the back of the room and I was watching people respond to your story, it reminded me of one of my favorite passages of scripture in the Bible. And that passage of scripture, and it's applicable to all of us, it's in Romans 8:28 and 29. And what it says is this: it says that all things, everybody say all things. All things. It says all things, not some things. It says all things work together for the good. Right? For those who love God, called to his purpose. I know some of us have found ourselves in situations that were not good. We found ourselves in situations where we said, oh my gosh, if that ever happened to me, I could never go through something like that. And then all of a sudden you find yourself smack dab in the middle of that thing that you never wanted to go into. I never thought this would happen to me. I'm ready to do a Peter Pan off the top of the roof because I could never go through this. But then we find ourselves in the middle of that and you're sitting there saying, how could this right here ever work together for the good? How it works together for the good is when we allow God to pull us through, because we can't get through that ourselves. When we allow God to pull us through it, and listen, how it works together for the good is when we turn right back around and help some other people that were in bondage to that same thing that I was in bondage to, so that we can give them a hand to help walk them through that same thing. This way, we are the subject matter experts. This way, I get to help them or minister to them from not a sympathetic point of view. I have empathy because I can climb in your shoes and feel exactly what it is you're feeling right now, because I've been there. So whatever it is that you have coming through, or even this journey is going to take you in life, learn the lesson so you can turn right back around and do what Mr. Waller's doing, is helping other people overcome those things. So thank you so very, very much. We're going to keep Mr. Waller on our conference. Hey, we ran a little bit over, but it's okay. I want to make sure I extend everyone an invitation out to our next graduation ceremony. It is going to be Friday, February 20th at the headquarters of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. We are going to be graduating 50, counted 50 formerly incarcerated people, looking to get back to the very busy business of life. And then I need to do a cheap plug for the month of second chances. Everybody say month of second chances. And on the month of second chance, why everybody move? Wait, don't move yet. You know when you're doing a dentistry, you see people walking close to that red line. Don't get close to the red line yet. You get your body. You got to give me like flashbacks. So the month of second chance, everybody say month of second chances. We are having a month full of events. We're going to kick off April 1st right here at the Hope for Prisoners Billy Walters Center for Second Chances, kicking off month of second chances. And then on April 7th, we're going to have our famous Huddle Up in the Park, where we're going to take incarcerated people, we're going to put them on charter buses, we're going to bring them out to the park, we're going to bring in their family, and we're going to have blankets and everything, and popcorn and barbecue, and the sheriff said he's going to get in the dunk tank. And we're going to have an opportunity for you to come out and enjoy that with your family. And then on April 17th, everybody say April 17th. April 17th, we'll have our second chance reentry graduation. And then on April 21st, everybody say April 21st. And April 21st, right here at our headquarters, we're going to have our second chance hiring event. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna call in all of our second chance employers to give formerly incarcerated people an opportunity to get plugged in with the employer. You know, sometimes you get to that question number 7, have you ever been, they don't even ask you that because they know you're part of open prisons. And a lot of those things we give you a pass. So if you are unemployed or if you are underemployed, we want you to make sure you make your way down here. And then on April 30th, everybody say April 30th, we are gonna be having our annual gala over at Red Rock Resorts. It's called a Night of Second Chances. For more information on that, please make sure you visit our website. So we're gonna say goodnight from right here to Billy Walters Center for Second Chances. Thank Mr. Darren Waller. We're gonna say goodnight to everybody inside the Nevada Department of Corrections, all our social media channels. We will see you at graduation on Friday, and we'll see you at next week's Tuesday night huddle. Good night.